Damon L. Jacobs for We Love Soaps, coming from the set of One Life to Live. Stay tuned. We have some fascinating interviews coming up. Check it out. Mark Lawson, Brody on One Life to Live. It is great speaking with you again.
Good to see you
Last
again.
time I saw you at the Emmys, we were both sweating.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That
was hot. It was hot in Vegas. It was fun,
102
though.
degrees. But it was
it
great
really?
fun. It was, yeah, that day that they ran. All right.
So what do you want to know?
So Brody has really been, I don't even know how to say it, in the middle of things, and yet there's no way I can say this with a straight face without making a joke. He's in the thick of it, he's in the middle of things, he's front and center.
Yeah.
He potentially has 2 pregnant girlfriends out there.
It's a pretty crazy storyline right now, and it's, I've been joking about the fact that every scene I have lately is about pregnant women with pregnant women in, like, the OBGYN set, and it's kind of, Brody's longing to punch somebody in the face or maybe to shoot somebody again, and those things might be coming down the pike, so it's good.
Well, we know he seems pretty fertile.
He's got some swimmers.
He's got some swimmers.
As a Navy SEAL guy.
So it was possible. We know he's not Shane's father, but there was a time
Right.
when he thought he could have been. Now he could potentially be the father for Jessica and Natalie's babes.
Mm-hmm.
Does Brody ever learn about condoms or safe sex or is that ever?
Can we talk about this right now, or is this a little? Yeah, I think it's just good soapy indiscretion.
Yeah.
I'll chalk it up to that.
Yeah. Now, in the short time that we've known Brody, we've seen him go through a lot. He actually dealt a lot with his PTSD from being in the war and harming a child.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that's part of his paternal instinct in a way, is the fact that he at one time actually killed a child?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's some atonement that he's always willing and looking for, and that he wants to make right. But I also think that he just has a very strong need to create, the way I look at it in my own personal life too, is creating the next generation of what a good man should be. Mm-hmm. And I think he has a very, or just a good person in general. I mean, I'm not being gender specific, but I think that's a very strong and compelling thing for Brody. He's seen so much bad, he was raised the wrong way, and he managed to still be, mostly a good guy, and I think he wants to go the next step and raise a child that's greater than he is.
I'm trying to remember what we know about Brody's upbringing.
Not much.
Not much.
I only know pretty much what I had to kind of create as the actor.
Uh-huh.
So there was no dad around, and we just hear kind of sideways things about the mom. We don't really know exactly what the mom was like, but I kind of personally crafted a whole bunch of horrible things about the mom to make it a little stronger.
Yeah.
So,
In your mind, what was that like? How was he raised?
with a drunk, angry mom who always told him he'd be good for nothing. I mean, she told him that Gigi took up with another guy when he shipped out, and so I just that told me a lot. That told me a lot about a history of having a mother who was probably a pathological liar and compulsively trying to keep him on a short leash.
Yeah.
And so I try to always kind of backfill that with all the scenes that they give me.
Right. Then he went off to war. He had these traumatic experiences. He's gotten a lot of therapy for that. Does he still, do you think, just in your mind, does Brody still work on himself? Is he still, he's not actively in therapy that we know of, but is he still working?
He is.
Oh, he is still in
I mean, they just don't show that. But
Okay.
in fact, I was just reading a script the other day where I make mention of my therapist.
Oh, okay.
So,
good. I like that because, I mean, PTSD and these issues are ongoing.
You never fully
Yeah.
recover from it. It's always present, and you always have to be conscious of it. And that's one of the things that I'm always trying to do. And it's funny because every now and then people will make comment about things that they'll see me do on camera. They'll see my eyes go a little go somewhere else and kind of get that 1,000-yard stare. And for me, I think it's really important to always have that be a present and important factor in who the character is. So it's always under the surface for me.
I agree. That is important.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about my concern for Brody being that, the mortality rate of men who love Buchanan women is not very high. Even going back to the mother and Vicky and her partners and Jessica and Natalie, they just, especially the blondes, don't always fare so well. Well, he needs good life insurance policy.
Yeah, I mean that's a reality I think of the genre and of the show, but I've been very fortunate so far, and I think that I hope that I continue to build more facets to the character, and if it ever happens and he has to go down, I just hope it's in a blaze of glory and that's the way it comes to an end. But I don't foresee that happening, and right now I'm just kind of enjoying seeing how this storyline plays out.
Great. Now, in your own life, you recently went through Survivor Camp, is that right?
I went to Boulder Outdoor Survival School in Boulder, Utah. My dad and I we did a 1-week course. And it was essentially, going into the desert with nothing more than a knife and a wool blanket and a wool jacket and a couple water bottles, and that's about it.
No sleeping bag?
Oh, no. We slept in the sand the first 2 nights and froze our tails off. It got to about 90 on the hottest day and 45 at night.
No Wi-Fi?
And that was the best part of it. No BlackBerry, no Wi-Fi, no
okay,
no
Mark,
subways.
The question is, why? Why?
Well,
what is this?
It's the call of the wild. That's as basic as I can put it. I honestly believe that we've over-civilized ourselves to the point where we're largely incompetent as people anymore. So I did it to kind of toughen up, and frankly, I did it maybe to understand a little bit more about Brody and about guys in the service, because I always wanted to go into the service when I was younger, and I just kind of wanted to understand more about where my tank hits empty. So, and I learned a lot of that.
What did you learn about yourself in this whole experience?
I learned how to slow down a lot, which is something I have to fight daily. Now that I'm back in the city, I have to fight daily to hang on to that. But I learned how to slow down.
Slow down in the middle of
just
everything things in Manhattan.
Yeah, I mean, we had a 3-day fast for the first 3 days of the tour, of the trip, and by day 3,
no food.
Yeah, no food.
Water,
but no. Scary water, but water. It was liquid. And I just learned, I think, how to be more resilient and how to be more resourceful and to be more confident with nothing. Now, the survival motto is no more, need less, and I feel like I've learned how to apply that to a lot more of my life than just physically, So it was a really, really refreshing thing to do. And I look forward to doing it again, and for longer.
You're going to do it again?
I'd love to. There's a 2-week course. I'd like to do that. There's a 28-day course. I'm not sure I could do that. But, yeah.
Wow. So then how does that integrate into your life now, back in the city and back in civilization? And
well, speaking of no more, need less, I've been integrating that idea more into my fitness routine and into just day-to-day things. I always carry a bandana now, and I use this as my shopping bag and my any number of things. So I just I'm trying to streamline a little bit.
Wow.
So
make things simple, basic.
Yeah, and I'm much more aware of turning the phone off and spending a lot of time with the phone off when I can, and just demanding to take some time back for just myself without interruption, because we often feel like even our downtime isn't really our downtime anymore, because that phone can always ring and somebody can always get your attention, and I've just learned that it's more important to me to demand that privacy for myself.
I like that. That's really important, being able to slow down, whether that's in a physical way and or spiritual way.
And I think as an actor it's very important too, because you just get, the more relaxed you can get, the better an actor you are. And the more relaxed you are without phones ringing and this and that happening, I think the more you find. So it's a new commitment I'm making for myself.
Wow. Now, do you ever write about this or blog about this or share this with it sounds like you learned some interesting lessons.
I have a manifesto that I'm sure will be I'll put out.
The Lawson Manifesto. Ooh, that sounds.
I've been working on it
interesting.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what form that takes. Whether it's a blog or a book or a movie, I don't know.
That's really interesting. Okay. Now, did you ever? Two people out in the desert without food or water can kind of get on each other's nerves. Did you guys fight? Did you get along?
No, my dad and I really, really learned how to. my dad and I are very close to begin with, but we learned how to really appreciate and rely on each other even more. And we both were at interesting points in our life. I'm newly married, and he's newly a grandfather. So it was an interesting rite of passage for us at two very important phases of our life. So it was an experience for us to go through kind of a rite of passage together, and it was really a wonderful thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's a great lesson. We need to slow down.
Slow down.
Now, I don't know if I would ever go out in the desert like
Learn
that,
how to use a knife.
but I do slow down and do that slowing
Yeah.
down time. It is hard so much with Twitter and Facebook and technology.
Oh,
and
people keep saying, you need to get on Twitter and you need to follow me on Twitter. And I'm going, that's the last thing in the world that I want to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always check in with you on your website. And
at We Love Soaps.
We Love Soaps.
You stay connected. We'll keep you connected that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want our viewers of We Love Soaps to know about you or about Brody or something coming up?
Oh, I think we just covered a lot. Well, what else can I talk about Brody? One of the things that always has kind of been in the back of my mind is that Brody needs to get some of his edge back. And this storyline, you would think that a baby storyline with two potential babies wouldn't really give him a chance to have some of that edge back. But they've really been writing some stuff that's let me play him a little bit more frosty, I'll say. So
wow.
That's been exciting for me. So I'm looking forward to that hitting air and seeing
he was
what else
pretty
develops.
rambunctious when he first.
Yeah.
We may see some of that come back.
Yeah, I think so.
Events unfold. All right.
Absolutely.
We look forward to seeing
All right.
you, man. Thank
Good
you
to see
so
you.
much. It's great to talk to
All
you
right.
again.
Take care.
Okay.